Located deep in the dark woods of Indiana, the 100 Steps Cemetery is the subject of a terrifying local legend. Local lore claims that if you visit at midnight, you must count your steps, reach exactly 100 steps at the top, and the ghost of the original caretaker will appear. The true terror comes from the count on the way back down, which reportedly yields a completely different, impossible number. This mismatched counting suggests a potential spatial glitch rather than a simple ghost story. This diagram illustrates the problem of time in physics. In general relativity, time's flow changes based on the observer, clashing with the absolute universal time of quantum mechanics. Theoretical models suggest these stairs are a rare coordinate where these laws violently collide. Last month, an urban explorer named Jay live-streamed his visit to the cemetery. He intended to debunk the mismatched step counting myth for his audience. At exactly midnight, under a dark sky, Jay positioned himself at the base of the stairs. He wanted to test the counting myth for his followers, completely unaware of the anomaly he was stepping into. Jay finally began his ascent up the dark stone steps. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. The count was entirely linear and completely normal. He reached the top of the hill at exactly 100 steps. The graveyard was empty. Jay left the designated dirt path, wandering into the tall grass between the graves. Without warning, an unseen, massive physical force violently shoved him forward, sending him crashing face first into the wet dirt. Looking down in horror, he found a glowing, burning red handprint seared straight into his jacket. Panicked, Jay retreated toward the stairs, unaware that his flight was triggering a larger anomaly. He rushed down the steps, counting aloud to test the final legend. As he reached step 50, the video feed began to tear. The stairs warped, stretching out infinitely into the darkness. Jay finally reached the bottom dirt path, counting his 106th step. But without taking another step, the space folded, and Jay was instantly teleported back to the very top of the hill. In quantum non-locality, entangled points interact instantaneously, regardless of the distance between them. The shifting step count points to a dissolution of standard geometric space. Physical location had ceased to be a fixed coordinate. The anomaly began to affect objects independent of Jay's own motion. He dropped his spare flashlight. It hit the stone stair, but reversed direction and flew perfectly back into his hand. The cemetery fog began to swirl backwards in a perfect, unnatural spiral. These impossible visual phenomena represent a severe, localized reversal of entropy. With the collapse of general relativity, the arrow of time no longer moves forward. The sequence of events has begun to unravel. Jay looked down the stairs. A figure ascended toward him in the dark, moving with a jagged, stuttering motion, navigating the broken space-time. The figure approaching him wore Jay's exact jacket. It bore the identical smoking red handprint on the chest. Jay was observing a past version of himself occupying his exact current space. Jay held his hands to his head in despair, watching his own past approach. The past and future timelines forcefully occupied the same physical coordinates. The two timelines reached a catastrophic collision. The 100 Steps Cemetery remains a permanent tear in causality, a loop where Jay remains trapped, leaving only a disconnected livestream behind.